Pierce Brosnan was born on May 16, 1953, in the quiet Irish town of Navan, County Meath. Life there moved slowly, wrapped in grey skies and narrow streets. But for Pierce, childhood carried a quiet emptiness from the beginning. His father left when he was still an infant, leaving behind no memories, only absence. Soon after, his mother moved to London to train as a nurse, hoping to build a better life. Pierce stayed behind with his grandparents. They loved him deeply, yet the absence of his parents left a silent question that lingered through his early years. Home felt temporary, as if life was always shifting beneath his feet. Still, the small town shaped him in important ways. Its calm landscapes and simple rhythms gave him a quiet resilience. Long before the world knew his name, Pierce was simply a boy trying to understand where he belonged. A childhood of moving places. When his grandparents passed away, Pierce's living situation changed again. He moved between relatives and family friends, each transition reminding him that stability was fragile. Though people cared for him, he often felt like a visitor in other people's homes. School in Navan wasn't easy either. Without his parents around, he felt different from other children. Rather than drawing attention to himself, he became quiet and observant. Art became his refuge. He spent hours drawing and painting, discovering that creativity offered a small escape from uncertainty. Through art, he could build worlds that felt more stable than the one around him. It wasn't ambition yet. It was simply survival. Those early years taught him patience and introspection. They also planted the seeds of creativity that would later shape his career in ways he could not yet imagine. A new life in London. At the age of 10, Pierce's life shifted again when his mother sent for him to join her in London. She had rebuilt her life there and remarried, creating a home that was technically his, but still unfamiliar. Moving from rural Ireland to a massive city felt overwhelming. The streets were louder, faster, and far less forgiving. At school in South London, Pierce struggled to fit in. His Irish accent made him stand out, and he often felt like an outsider looking into someone else's world. Yet London also offered something Navan never had: possibility. For the first time, he was surrounded by art, theatre, and culture. Though he didn't realise it immediately, the city would eventually open a path toward the life he was meant to live. For now, however, he was simply a teenager, searching for direction, discovering the stage. One unusual opportunity changed everything. As a teenager, Pierce briefly worked as a street performer, learning the art of fire eating. It was dangerous and unpredictable, but it gave him something powerful: an audience. For someone who had spent years feeling invisible, the experience of people stopping to watch him was transformative. It awakened a confidence he didn't know he possessed. Soon after, he discovered acting. Encouraged by teachers who noticed his natural presence, Pierce applied to the Drama Centre London, one of the country's most demanding acting schools. To his surprise, he was accepted. The training was intense, pushing students to explore their emotions and personal experiences in their performances. For Pierce, this felt strangely natural. His childhood had already taught him about quiet reflection and emotional depth. Acting gave him a way to transform those experiences into something meaningful. Early steps in acting. After graduating in 1975, Pierce began building his career through theatre and television. The work wasn't glamorous at first. He performed in stage productions that required long hours and offered little recognition. Still, each role helped him grow as an actor. His breakthrough came in 1982 when he was cast in the television series Remington Steele. In the show, he played a charming and mysterious figure whose presence added intrigue to a detective agency. Audiences quickly noticed his effortless charisma and screen presence. Suddenly, Pierce Brosnan was no longer an unknown actor. His confidence, wit, and calm demeanor made him stand out on television screens across America. The role didn't just launch his career. It also caught the attention of film producers searching for the next actor to portray one of cinema's most famous characters. Love and family. Around this time, Pierce's personal life also blossomed. He fell deeply in love with actress Cassandra Harris. Their relationship brought him something he had long searched for, a true sense of home. They married in 1980, and Pierce adopted her 2 children from a previous marriage, Charlotte and Christopher. Together, they built a warm family life filled with laughter and creativity. Later, they welcomed a son, Sean. For someone who had grown up moving between households, creating a stable family felt deeply meaningful. Pierce embraced fatherhood with devotion, determined to give his children the security he once lacked. Life finally seemed balanced. His career was growing, and his home life felt full of love and purpose. Yet life, as it often does, had unexpected challenges waiting ahead. The dream role. In the mid-1980s, producers began searching for a new actor to play the legendary spy introduced in the Dr. No franchise. Pierce Brosnan's name quickly rose to the top of the list. He was even offered the role of James Bond. However, a contractual issue with Remington Steele prevented him from accepting at the time. The opportunity slipped away, and another actor stepped into the role. Though disappointing, Pierce handled the situation with grace and continued focusing on his work and family. Years later, in 1994, the opportunity returned. This time, nothing stood in the way. Pierce accepted the role and prepared to step into one of cinema's most iconic characters. It was a moment that would redefine his career and introduce him to audiences all over the world. Becoming James Bond, Pierce's first Bond film, GoldenEye, premiered in 1995 and was an immediate success. Audiences loved his combination of charm, humor, and calm confidence. He brought a modern style to the character while honoring the legacy built by earlier actors. Over the next several years, he appeared in Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. Together, these films reinvigorated the franchise and attracted a new generation of fans. On screen, he seemed fearless and composed, navigating danger with ease. Yet behind the scenes, he remained grounded by family and the lessons of his past. His Bond was more than stylish action. It carried a subtle emotional depth that audiences could feel, even when the script never explained it. Life after the tuxedo. After more than a decade with the franchise, Pierce eventually stepped away from the Bond role. Instead of slowing down, he explored new creative directions. In the film The Matador, he played a quirky and unpredictable character that surprised critics and earned praise for its humor and vulnerability. A few years later, he appeared in the musical film Mamma Mia, where he embraced a lighter and more playful side of performance. These roles showed audiences that he was far more versatile than the spy persona that had made him famous. Away from the spotlight, Pierce also returned to painting, a passion that had begun in childhood. Art offered him quiet moments of reflection and creativity without the pressure of public expectations. Love again, and a full life. In 2001, Pierce married journalist and environmental advocate Keely Shaye Smith. Their relationship brought stability and joy, and together they raised 2 sons, Dylan and Paris. The family became the center of his world. Over the years, Pierce also dedicated time to environmental causes and charitable efforts. Using his public platform, he supported ocean conservation and medical research initiatives. Rather than chasing fame, he focused on meaningful work and personal fulfillment. His life gradually moved away from the intensity of blockbuster filmmaking toward a balance of art, advocacy, and family. It was a quieter chapter, but one filled with purpose. The real legacy. To many people, Pierce Brosnan will always be remembered as the elegant spy with the confident smile and perfectly tailored suit. Yet the story behind that image is far richer. It is the story of a boy who grew up searching for belonging, a man who built a loving family, and an artist who never stopped evolving. Through career highs and personal challenges, he carried himself with quiet resilience. Fame may have introduced him to the world, but character is what truly defined him. In the end, Pierce Brosnan's legacy isn't just about the adventures of James Bond. It's about perseverance, compassion, and the ability to keep moving forward while staying true to oneself.